Thanks for clicking. You found my intro for Projects and Panning, a Dungeons & Dragons project pan. This project was created by Allie of Allie in Wonderland, and this is a Fantastic Ladies collaboration based around Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons is pretty complicated, and Allie's done a great job of making this easy to understand and easy to follow. So if you're intimidated by the complexity of D&D, this project can still work for you. Allie created 5 steps, and you're going to work on 5 products through this project. The first step would be to choose your race. The second is to choose your class. And race and class describe the same character, so those have to go in and out at the same time. If you finished your race, you still have to keep that in until you've also finished your class. Step 3 is to choose a location. Step 4 is to choose your encounter. It's usually a monster. And then step 5 is a wondrous item, and there are prompts for each of those. I created a tiny decisions wheel for each of those steps, and I randomized those in advance. One of the reasons I did that is because I am filming on my phone right now, and the other is because I wanted to know what they were in advance so that I could figure out how they fit together. Even though Allie made this project really easy to follow, I'm going to make it more complicated for myself because that's what I do. For step 1, I randomized the race Halfling, and Halflings are short, nimble humanoids with an aptitude for sneaking, and Allie defined this prompt as a product that works with everything. So I'm bringing in this little sample of Mac Fix Plus, and I said that I'm going to make this difficult. So there's no defined way as to how you choose your goals for this project. I'm going to define rules for myself that Allie didn't make up. That means in true Dungeons & Dragons style, I'm going to roll for initiative. So I've been saying in Clue that I don't have dice, and that's why I was using an app. That's only half the truth. That I have dice, but I only have one 6-sided die. I am going to roll 1d20 for initiative. For those of you who aren't familiar with role-playing dice, they're described as a number, the letter D, and another number. The first number is the number of dice. The second number is the number of sides that dice has. So this is 1 dice with 20 sides. The D is supposed to stand for dimensions. That doesn't really make any sense because anything you can hold in your hand is 3-dimensional. If you're using an app, it's 2-dimensional. Geometrically speaking, it should be an F for faces, but I didn't make this up. When rolling for initiative, higher rolls are better. So if I manage to roll a 20, then I only have to use that Mac Fix Plus 1 time. If I roll anything from a 16 to a 19, then I need to use it 5 times. From an 11 to a 15, 10 times. 6 to 10 is going to be 15 times, and then 2 through 5 is 20 times, and if I roll a 1, I have to finish it. So then here we go. All right, I rolled an 8. That means I need to use it 15 times. So 15 uses on the Mac Fix Plus in order to meet my goal for Halfling. My Halfling's name is Elias Regrove, and Elias is, as it turns out for step 2, a rogue. And rogues are experts in stealth, so that's very fitting for someone who is short and nimble. Allie has defined that rogues are represented by a product that is in some way shady. So the idea is a product from a brand you don't support or something controversial. The direction I'm going with this is I'm going to be using this Han Skincare Cosmetics 100% natural lip and cheek tint in the shade Coral Hibiscus. And the reason I'm considering this shady is because it advertises itself as natural. The FDA doesn't define the word natural, and they're responsible for regulating that kind of thing in the US, which means that you can really slap the word natural on anything you want. As far as I'm concerned, the fact that it's labeled as natural isn't bad, it's just a little bit sketchy because you don't really know what that means. Usually, when you're building a character, you want their attributes to kind of match what their class is, and so I'm going to choose my usage goal the same way you would define an attribute. So to do that, you would take 4 6-sided dice, 4d6, and then you would roll them and add the top 3 numbers together. Since I only have 1d6, I did this in advance to save time, and I rolled a 5, a 3, a 1, and a 1. So adding up the top 3, 5 plus 3 plus 1 equals 9. So I'm going to be using this 9 times to meet my goal for the rogue. So Elias Regrove, the rogue halfling, has spent most of the night at the bar gambling and cheating at cards. And when he comes back in the early hours of the next morning, he finds his house in shambles, and his wife Silvera is outside and she's hysterical. And it turns out that their daughter Orani has been kidnapped, and so now Elias is going to go track down his daughter. But to do so, unfortunately, his wife has informed him that she was taken by a dragon into the Forbidden Forest. So now we're on to step 3, the Forbidden Forest. The Forbidden Forest is something green. I have this EXA high fidelity color corrector in the shade green. So for this one, I'm going to base it on how long it's going to take Elias to get through the forest. My standard goal for this project is 10, and the standard speed for most characters is 30. However, as a halfling, Elias has short legs and it takes him a little bit longer. His speed is 25. So since it takes him a little bit longer to get through the forest, my usage goal is going to be 12. That probably didn't really make any sense, but that's what I'm going to do. So my goal is 12 on this color corrector. Now, Orani was kidnapped by this dragon and taken to the Forbidden Forest as a tribute. You know how dragons value their virgins. So, unfortunately, Orani is a tribute for Tiamat, and she is the queen and mother of evil dragons. Tiamat is something that you have a backup of. I do have a backup of a black eyeliner. So this is my little one that I've been using. It's been sharpened so far down that I don't remember which brand this is. It might have been Wet n Wild, but it's a black eyeliner. Now, Elias isn't going to be able to defeat Tiamat on his own. She's far too powerful for that, so he's going to have to rely on his skills as a rogue, and he's going to sneak past. So for my usage goal on Tiamat, I'm going to do a stealth check so that he can sneak past Tiamat and get to Orani. To do the stealth check, I'm going back to this 1d20, and we're going to roll and see how he does. I'm going to use the same usage structure as I did for initiative. Alright, and he got an 11. But as a rogue, Elias is proficient in stealth, so there's a +2. That doesn't really matter. Either way, I'm going to be using this 10 times in order to meet my goal to get past Tiamat. That brings us to step 5. Luckily, it turns out Elias is very good at cheating at cards, and one of the things he managed to win in one of his games of cards is the Deck of Illusions that he got off of a mage. So Elias has the Deck of Illusions to help him. I did shuffle these, both jokers are in here, and so Ali has a chart with different products for each card. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these a little bit more, and then we're going to figure out which card and therefore which product I'm going to be using. You don't have to actually do anything to use the Deck of Illusions in D&D, you just draw a card and use it. So I'm going to just be using a standard usage goal of 10 regardless of what card I draw. And so we're going to cut the deck, and it's just going to be the top card. And that is the 7 of clubs. So I'm going to check what that is, pick a product, and be right back. Alright, I'm back. And it turns out the 7 of clubs is an influencer, collab, or brand. And I'm going to define Rihanna as a influencer. She's a celebrity, so she's certainly influences. And so I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Heat in Hot Cherry. So 10 uses on this lip gloss to use the Deck of Illusions. Now, even though you don't have to do anything to use the Deck of Illusions, the opponent that you're trying to deceive with the illusion gets the chance to try to recognize if it is in fact real. So once I meet my 10 usage goal on this, Tiamat gets the chance to see if she's going to fall for the trick or not. And if she figures out that it's an illusion, then I'm going to have to draw another card and try again. So I'm going to leave you with that cliffhanger, and we're going to see how many goals I meet for next time to figure out if Elias Regrove, the halfling rogue, is going to be able to get through the Forbidden Forest and sneak past Tiamat with the help of the Deck of Illusions to rescue his daughter Orani. So wish him luck, and I wish you all the best of luck on your quests. Bye.